Alright, this is another video. It's funny, I was making space on my phone to make a video, and I saw a picture of this kid. They messed with me. It's so disgusting. And they tried to do the same thing again. This is disturbing, but this is what I've understood that is the method of the way they try to break me down. You gotta be honest. You gotta understand the reality you're in, and not be delusional about that. I know that I'm in a program where I was put in this program by an employer of mine. I think as far back as 2014, and now, I mean, now that everything is done overtly, where my brain is being played with, manipulated, and tormented in so many disgusting psychological ways. They do this pedophilia type of torment, and they're supposed to disturb you and to feel disgusted about about you. But I'm disgusted about what they're making me experience. These people force you to experience disgusting things and want you to feel guilty for the disgusting things they made you experience. And I have people who, hopefully they're actually people, because I do hope that they do dedicate so much time doing this. I truly hope it's not something that is automated. And, just the way they sound so childlike, it'd be funny to think that they have automated people that sound this childish. So I truly hope that these people are really spending that much time and doing what they're doing, because they are foul people. They want to create this fantasy that these people are different. They try to gaslight you. When they do these things to you, they are trying to get you to think that this is you. This is what's happening to you. This is you naturally experiencing a natural reaction, right? And they go through the whole speech, the whole scripts, try to get you to accept these things, right? They use this childlike people, which are so on its own. That is also like, it's just more of a noise, but at the same time, the reality is like, these people, it will take 0.5 seconds for them to break down. They are very fragile sounding people. And when you see them, it just kind of confirm everything you thought. But they try to make you accept these things. They do honking, and every time these things happens to you, it's part of just trying to get you to accept this. And I know that for me, because I'm not acceptive of the things they do to me, knowing that it's them doing this to me, this is going to be theater. This is going to be torture. It's a way for them to kind of try to make themselves believe that what's happening to me is happening naturally. Obviously, they're working so hard to get you to experience these things. Well, working so hard. They dedicate their time to get you to accept these things, right? It's their job. They call it being at war. There's nothing warlike. It's basically sitting there, watch somebody break down, using this technology that is extremely sophisticated, that a child can use it. That's how sophisticated. It's so sophisticated that you yourself do not have to be a genius. You just gotta be willing to dedicate some time doing this. But seeing some of the people involved in it, you understand that they just have to have the time to dedicate. And a lot of them have that. Not to say that some people were not. Like, all level of intellects are involved. That's what I'm trying to say. And some of them are just children. And they're going to try to get you to accept these things. It's disgusting, but that's what they do. They manipulate you to have this disturbing experience. And for me, my point is, as they do this to me, I will never, as I'm able to speak, as I'm able to talk about what's happening to me, I don't care if I have to say the same thing every day. While I can say it, I will say it. Because I understand that there'll be a time when I will not be able to say this. And so let me say as much as I need to say today when I can. Because this perps, I try to block out the reality they're in. right? I know I'm in a program where they do these disturbing things to you, and everything around you is orchestrated, everything around you is manipulated, you are manipulated, you are even controlled, you are forced to experience disgusting things, right? And I'm gonna be in pain, my body is breaking down, my mouth is just, everything is just like breaking down. That's why I'm talking as much as I need to talk now while I can. They breaking me down slowly. These people are constructed to do this thing. I'm a subject. I'm a I'm a human subject in this experimentation where they implement this weaponry. And they break you down, and they try to break you psychologically and physically. And slowly you break down. And these people, who are probably the most fragile human beings, all of a sudden, using this V2K technology, start sounding a certain way. They even try to create a gimmicky voice when they talk to me. Imagine they told you, you are supposed to be a villain and you're going to do this, and then go ahead, talk. They're going to kill you. Yeah. You're a dog. You're a dead dog. Like things like that. That's how they sound. Right? And you know that they're just kind of forcing themselves to sound menacing. Even though the horrible things they're going to do is horrible, it's just them trying to force themselves to sound this way. Now, they try to block out the reality they've put this fantasy together where these people are protecting, avenging the community. They are here to protect the kids. They're here to avenge the women. And they're here, it's in this femme fatale, feminist-like program that is supposed to get rid of pedophiles. And they are analyzing, and they are picking your brain and just seeing things that, they catching, right? That is the delusion of the century. These trash are in a program that will and that has been doing some of the worst things to some of the most vulnerable people. They're in a program, and some of them have done horrible things to women, which include consistently sexually torture them, have destroyed their life, women, have done this pedophilia type of tormenting systematically to break people down, including women, and the worst of all, have been doing the foulest things to babies and kids, torturing them sexually and other ways. They've been manipulating them to create psychological torment and physical torment, made kids sick, have hurt them using this directed energy. Women all around the world are being tortured by this trash doing this to me. They have been forcing them to think in these foulest ways, using this different manipulation of thoughts, doing this pedophilia type of torture, have been raping them, to the point where they cannot even walk, been treating them like trash everywhere they go, even getting basic health care has been complicated, and this is what they're part of. Some women have literally called out, there's a lot of women in this program. Some women have even said, they act like this organization of goodness. They're so trash that they do these things to women and try to play the feminist. They are the foulest human on earth, but the cowardness they have is unbelievable. They have the level of cowardice while they try to play the feminist is unbelievable. And then with me, they're trying to block out this obvious reality, try to come up with, we're going to be tortured. They try to disorient me with the torture I'm going to experience. These people are trying to block out the fact that these people are nasty lowlife that have been doing the foulest thing to the most innocent, including babies. A lot of those people doing this to me have done that to women. But the program they're working in has been doing so much foul things. And the pedophilia type of torture is the signature psychological breakdown they've been using on people. This trash, for some reason, think that I'm going to let them escape into their fantasy. Nope. Never. Whatever's going to happen to me, they're like, oh, they're going to use our rope. This is our knife. Like, okay. They're trying to create a way to just distance themselves from reality. Oh, wow. Let me explain what they're trying to say. They're going to frame me. That's what they're saying, right? They're going to frame me. When they frame me, wherever I'm going to end up, these femme fatale are going to give them the ropes that they're going to hang me, or the knife they're going to stab me, because they're different. Do you understand how the delusional they think these people are? Who gave you the director energy? Yeah, they're delusional. They work for the government. They are the same entities that are torturing women and children, but they wanted to play this. They have created this fantasy. This delusional fantasy where no, we're different. We're not the one torturing the babies, the kids that are being suffocated. No, not us. It's our torture. We're suffocating you. We're different. It's our money. Delusional trash. No, these people that are going to give the knife or the ropes are the same people who you hear torturing women and children. They just wanted to create this like distancing. It's like, oh. I'm like, do you understand that? I know this apartment 13M is not the one, they're not the one coming up with this directed energy or this technology to rewire your brain. Apartment 13M is not global. You understand? I know. I'm in a program where they do terrible things to women and children. They wanted to live this fantasy and says things like, oh, it's going to be our torture. Yes, it's the government torture. These people are going to create a theater to try to block out what and who they've tortured. Who they try to mess with me. What they've been doing and who they've been torturing, which include children. These people torture children with their weapons, with their money. And with me, they were like, because they try to say, oh, what, they're going to torture you for what you did as a kid. It's like, oh, we're talking to people who are torturing babies as young as 3 weeks old. You understand? And so they're like, oh, we're going to give our knife. I was like, oh, who's giving you your direct energy? Who's giving you your global? You are nobody. You're just a trash contracted by the government to do these things to people all around the world. You do horrible things to even the most innocent. You sold your soul to be a God. You sold your soul. The reason why I'm here is the reason why you can say Roy Moore. These people, you know this, what I just said, Roy Moore. They said I wrote Moore. They can't say Roy Moore clearly. These people are the bottom feeders in these agencies that have to do what they have been empowered to do these horrible things to even babies and children and children and women. These people will never, I will never let them live the fantasy. I will continuously say Roy Moore, as they are being super timid to say this name. Let me repeat, Roy Moore. Let me say that again because they can't say it properly. Being very timid. Roy Moore was a man that picked up kids. Now, he has nothing to do with me. The reason why I'm saying Roy Moore, and I say that in a clear way, is because these people are not saying it because the employer who put me in this program donated money to this man. And these people who wanted to be, it's our world. I'm like, it's trash. You are just the bottom feeder. You can't even say Roy Moore. Me, the dog, is saying that because they call me dog. You're just the trash the government uses. And they know the limits. Better not speak about this pedophile. They better not speak about that. If you say it in a way that maybe that you said it differently. Right now, I heard somebody say, "I rot more," because it's close enough, and in my brain, it can change into something else. These pedos are trash, cowards. You know what they do? And it's supposed to agitate me. It's actually putting them in their place. They'll crank up the door and they say, "Die, dog," and they slam the door. I'm like, okay, you see? There was a time when they didn't do that. There's a time they would walk with no shame, walking by me. It's because I didn't know about what they were doing to all kind of people, children and women. When they were trying to say, "No, it's you when you're a kid," finding out that they do the perfect type of torture, filled with pedophiles. Like now, they don't want to be seen. There's a shame. The shame is just when they're being seen. The shame, you can't see it. But behind their doors, via V2K, these low-life cowards, are nothing. Now, I'm always going to give credit to the people responsible for me being here. The reason why they can say Roy Moore clearly. This is the reason why I'm here. And this is the reason why they can say Roy Moore without saying it in a way that's hard to hear. To all my target individuals, these people are disgusting. I make videos every day because every day, as they do this to me, I don't want them to escape. And for all these target individuals watching me, I don't know how many are you guys, because I know there's a lot of perps watching. And that's why I don't even look too much at the comments, because I know it's a way to also gaslight you and torment you. I don't care too much. Because if they can, these people are contracted to literally do this every day. These people are literally trying to get you. These people are literally trying to get you to break down, and they're contracted. Literally, some of these people, 24/7 is what they do. Their life is dedicated to do these things. Can you see how pathetic this thing is? But they don't even see it. I'm glad they don't. That part I'm okay. Live that good life, please. Please continue to be dedicated like this. These people are disgusting, and they're losers. So for me, another reason why I'm making videos, and this is the reason why I'm making videos, is a way to let what I need to say to be said. You gotta understand, as a target individual, you cannot trust a lot of people. Matter of fact, a lot of people I interact with are perps, and so you need to vent. You need to speak up, because isolation is the way they try to break you down and make you accept this false reality. They've done so much things. I'll make some video about certain things they did yesterday. I was just so tired because it's draining. Every time it's always some kind of torment of some sort. And they try to get you to subscribe to these things. And it's just nonsensical. It's them playing my brain, forcing me to get weird perception and try to get, and then you have to battle this perception, try to it's just disgusting. Either it's a sexual stimulation, even though either is sexual stimulation, sometimes it's just the stimulations, it's just a random, it's always manipulation of some sort. Even me speaking right now is getting harder and harder, but that's why I'm speaking, because I know there'll be a time where it'll be harder to even understand what I'm saying. So now, while things are still clear, I will continuously talk and make sure I say what I need to say. This is how I want to spend my last words on, is to describe how bottom feeders and how manipulative they are, and how they've been playing my brain in these disgusting pedophilia-centric ways. And this is what they're gonna do. And the theater, they keep saying that I'm gonna be castrated, which my fear. One thing for sure, as they talk about castrated, if somebody right now knocks on my door and say, "Come, I'll probably go with them," because what they want is to create a theater. I'm not even gonna give them that. They're gonna watch me react to the torture, yes, because I'm a human. Pain is pain. You hurt, you're gonna react to pain. But for them to escape and think, "Oh, they're gonna do this to you," is like, where are they so we go? Because trust, you are a coward, and it will take very little, and your cowardness is going to follow for the rest of your life. Let me show you dignity. Let me show you dignity and understand the moment that time when you need to be strong. You see, watch how weak you are. They use these childlike people, which it will take. They don't even understand the concept of death. These people, they can cry if I even insult me. If I call, hey, you're fat, they could start crying. This is the kind of weak people I'm talking about. We're talking about some of the most fragile human beings right now doing these things to people. So to all my target individual, this weak lowlifes telling you what they're going to do to you. I'd rather die. I'm going to show you dignity. Now watch how your life is going to be. I'm dignified. This is what dignity looks like. Not trashy lowlifeness that these people do day in and day out to break people down with these disturbing manipulations. This is dignified. This is honorable. What you do is cowardly. It's trashy. You're going to get yours, though. Don't worry. You called yourself God long enough. You've been a coward for long enough. I know it won't take much. You don't need to be burned alive to be screaming. I know. So for me, I'm asking God, give me strength for the theater. It's going to be painful. I understand. Am I going to scream? Am I going to cry? Probably, because it's going to be very painful. But I'm talking to people who can cry and scream over nothing. And when they were talking to me, it's like, you're screaming. I'm like, oh, you see, if you see who's talking to me, this person can get like a little headache. And they'll be, oh, I'm talking about very weak people that start sounding a certain way. It's like, oh, you're screaming because I'm going to be tortured for the theater. Not even for theater. You, as target individual, you're tortured. But they're going to try to do it in the old-fashioned way to make it seem like this is because of that. Well, this technology can do this. Everything they're doing to me, everything it can do to me physically, this technology can do that remotely. And they're like, we're going to be old school with you. It's like, oh, so you know school with this woman? They peel these people's face. Look at the picture of this woman. Face, look, she's almost skinless. This trash, this cow that could cry over nothing, are involved in that. Nasty low life. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show this trash dignity. They don't know what's gonna come to them, so let me show you how dignified I am. Even in sufferance. Well, you trash ass, nasty. They're disturbing little trash. Don't even want to be seen. Trashy. This nasty. They can't even say Roy Moore. Found out the people contracting them are filled with pedophiles. So I'd rather die like this. This is dignified. This is honoring this death. This low life people, you should see how nasty they are. Oh my gosh. And when I mean nasty, it's just like they're just like little fragile. Another one is just like can barely breathe. The other one just like you see this man that showed like oh you should see this like 60+ year old man. Death is knocking like that. He's like the whole family. You should see the woman. It's just so sad. Pathetic people whose life is now. I understand they're nobodies, right? So I look at them as okay, you're just the trash the government uses. You're just the one of the bottom feeders. Matter of fact, you're even so bottom that you dedicate so much of your time doing this. Others can be working somewhere else and do this, right? These people are 100% of the time spent doing this. So like they're the bottom of the bottom, right? And so it's just so pathetic. It's so pathetic. And they try to intimidate you into accepting this nastiness. I show some videos of what they've played with. There was this picture of like the YouTube thing, and you see a family, and they're like you know like the thumbnail you can barely see who's who, like the age. So I had to like, oh, how old are they? And I had to guess right. Like, okay, this one looked like she's like a teenager. This one looked like a late teen. It's crazy. And then like you see, it was just retardation. Because they try to make me be a Roy Moore. To all my target individual, these bottom feeders are trash. I rather get tortured every day. But I know the source of why I'm in this program. The reason why they can't say Roy Moore. The reason why they say Rot Moore. or like the chart, is because Roy Moore, Roy Moore, let me repeat that. Roy Moore was a candidate in Alabama, and my employer at the time donated money after the allegations of him picking up kids when he was an assistant DA. They were the only one after the allegation that openly donated money to him after the allegations. Reality is always going to come to them. And they're like, and they try to counter it, they're like, not fair. It's like, yeah, not fair for you because you wanted to paint yourself as something else. And now you can't even say Roy Moore. And on top of that, to add more cherry on top of everything, guess what's even more not fair? BuzzFeed article comes out saying there's a lot of pedophiles in agencies, in these intelligence agencies. There's a pattern of pedophilia in all these agencies, from DARPA, DOD, and CIA. Not fair. So to all my target individual, never subscribe to this nastiness. They are going to try to gaslight you into accepting these things. It's just manipulations. And make sure that you be vocal about it. Stay strong, and not the justice will be done for the nasty things they've done to people and claiming they're God when they're just the bottom feeders. They can't even say Roy Moore. So stay strong.